I've always been a person who has required some time alone, but I now realize that 2 years is about my limit. In the autumn of 2022, I decided it was time to rejoin the world. I had been hiding out since the pandemic and was beginning to have some minor anxiety issues about leaving the house, or if I managed to do that, was almost comatose by the time I returned. So, when I saw an advert for an advanced crochet course in Norwich that would have 6 sessions, one per month, I decided this might be a good way to start. I have some really good friends near Norwich who were gracious enough to encourage me to take the course and to stay with them over the weekends for each of these sessions. The first session was in October of 2022. I was feeling fragile, but enjoyed the session, had a lovely dinner and some tasty beverages with my friends. And then it happened. The conversation changed. Wouldn't you like to live in a place that is finished? There is so much work for you to do at home. Can you really get it done? Do you really need to get it done? Is it time to maybe move on with your life? What he said was actually a niggle in my brain trying to get out. After my husband died just before the pandemic, I had attempted to finish what we had started. It was a great house with amazing views. I never got tired of that view. If there's anything I miss, it would be the view from that hill. All the seasons, all the changes of color, the wind, the rain, the snow, all of that on the hill. We had done a lot of major work over the years. There were a few areas that needed urgent attention even now. It was a 20s house, and we had moved doors, open walls, closed walls. The flow of the house was wrong, and we got that sorted out, but there was still so much to be done. And then Chris started to get sick. The first part was the detached retinas, and then the cancer. And so by the time I was ready to do or start the repairs, and I had some money to do that, I'd asked our builder, who had helped so much with the rest of the house, and he said yes, but life has a way of things happening, and his son needed some things done, so I didn't get it done that summer. And there were some things that needed urgent dealing with. So after that first weekend away, and a little look online at some potential properties in the area, I came home having decided to put the house on the market. As most people will tell you, the process of selling and buying a house is not the most straightforward or pleasant process. And this wasn't either. And I am done talking about that part of the process altogether. Let's move on. Over the next few months, as I started looking online for potential properties and areas I might like to live, an acquaintance, now a friend, noticed there was a small house being renovated in the village I particularly wanted to live in. She got the builder's number, and I pretty much called him straight away and booked a viewing for that weekend, and with his disclaimer that it's in process and might need some vision to imagine how it would all look when it was finished. And any of you who knew my mom would know that vision is something that my family has in spades. We've never been afraid to look at a room that is totally empty or totally hoarded or whatever and see what the potential is for that space. So this is how I first saw the house. And it was also my first encounter with the term flying freehold. Now, those of you who are American may not know this term, as most houses are not going to have that in the United States. But if you'll notice, I've outlined the house in red so that there is the upper part on the left-hand side, which belongs to the house next door, but the lower part belongs to me. Now, Anyway, so I went to view this house, and the house had been gutted. There was a dirt floor, some windows had been boarded up, and the downstairs bathroom looked like it had the potential to become the workroom of a serial killer or a great set for a horror film. My friend came with me to the viewing and will attest that as I left the house, okay, I'd been living pretty emotionally on the edge at this point, but hopefully, if all went well, this was my house. And I will cry now as well, because I still remember the feeling of the first time I saw this space. This was my house. I was more than fortunate to be allowed to visit the property as the renovation progressed, and even suggest some modifications. The team renovating the property, I think, loved it as much as I did, and all saw the potential. And the final result is, well, it's pretty amazing. It's small. I've downsized a lot, but it is perfect for me. It is just perfect for me. At the end of August in 2023, I moved in. But the family wasn't quite complete. So as I spent a few days making sure that I could at least put the house slightly together and get rid of a number of the boxes because there was no room for anything, my boys had been languishing in a cattery for about 3 weeks. That's not their happy space. But after it was all reasonably livable, we were all moved in. It's taken a while for the boys to get used to the place, and I have to say that the carpet on the stairs is not going to survive, but I do have a plan for that. I'm going to paint the stairs eventually anyway. They seem to think that it is a clawing board. We didn't have floor-to-floor wall-to-wall carpet in the old house, so this was a new thing for them, and I'm embarrassed as to how the carpet on the stairs looks. But it's not a game changer for me. And everybody has to make adjustments as you get used to something new. And remembering that they'd had a challenging change to their lives as well. I have new friends now. I still have my old friends, and some have come to visit already, which has been great. There's a great pub within walking distance. And there are other friends who have been real ale proponents for a while, like forever, and who taught me well. There's always a good beer on tap there. Several, actually. So it's been, that first autumn was great. My social calendar, I actually have one. I saw and did more things, went to concerts, went to films, went to dinners, went to concerts. More in that first 4 months than I had done in the last 4 years. And I was welcomed. And people have been really genuine and helpful, and it's really, I couldn't really have asked for more. They like to get together. This new group of people like to get together a lot. They throw interesting little parties like bring a soup. And we all tasted soups. We carved pumpkins with power tools. And then I got to decorate the house. I didn't have to do anything when I moved into this house. I haven't had to paint a floor, haven't painted a wall, all I've had to do is decorate and make it work for my little family. It's been really good. Christmas was fun. I have a short tradition, some of you will know, that I get rubber ducky Advent wreath or Advent box every year, or I have done the last couple of years. I'm not sure what we're going to do next year, but the rubber duckies have been fun, and they're all dressed a little bit differently, and I used them this year to put around the base of my tree. And then in January, it's National Rubber Ducky Day, so I hid them along the village. Not too hard of hiding, but just for kids to find. It's like being a secret Santa, but with rubber duckies. It was fun. I've been able to make spring wreaths. I've been able to make wreaths a really pretty, I think the wreath for my fireplaces come out really nicely. I really enjoyed doing that and starting to do some crafts for the house. Finding the right place to call your own. Finding where the things that you brought with that were the most important to you. I did have that moment of touching every item I owned and deciding whether or not it was going to make the cut or not. But it is my own place. And the boys are finding their own places as well. I still have memories of then. I still look forward to memories of now. There's so much to look forward to. I still have moments, more than I'd care to admit, but fewer, and I'm feeling at home.